If the past year has taught us anything, it's that health knows no borders, right? As a public health community, we need the interdisciplinary approach and collaboration of global health in order to make strides toward a more healthy and equitable world. That's why our vision in the Sparkman Center for Global Health is to make substantive and sustainable contributions to the achievement of health equity and social justice in resource-limited settings around the globe by working collaboratively to increase public health knowledge and capacity. The Sparkman Center for Global Health, we celebrated our 40th anniversary in 2019, and we're really proud of our legacy as one of the oldest global health centers in the US. Today, I'll be highlighting our graduate certificate in global health, where you can invest in your global health education alongside your public health curriculum. But our programs in the Sparkman Center go beyond the classroom to cover global health education, research, and community engagement. So just a tad about me, my name's Katie Adams, and I'm the program manager for the Sparkman Center, which means that I am your go-to person for any of the programs that we offer here. I served in the Peace Corps in Nicaragua, which is where I started working in public health and then worked as a health educator in Birmingham. I've been at UAB since 2017. Yes, 2017. And I am an alum of the MPH program and the graduate certificate in global health. So I'm happy to talk about my personal experiences with those as well. All right, so the Graduate Certificate in Global Health is a transdisciplinary program for students seeking a set of skills for understanding contemporary health challenges and thinking about how they might best be solved to improve health and health equity worldwide. Gray Simmons graduated from the program a year ago, along with her MPH in epidemiology. And she said that, coming from a multicultural background, she was interested in learning more about how culture and identity influences health. And so she felt like the certificate gave her more of an insight to the realities of working in global health. The certificate is open to all UAB graduate students, along with working professionals and selected undergraduate students. It can be completed alongside degree programs or as a standalone. And that's something that's really special about this program. In GHS classes, you're not just going to be with other public health students, you're with students from health administration, from medicine, from nursing and engineering and business. And you have a real diversity in how long people have been in their careers. And it brings something really special to the discussions in the classroom. Speaking of the classroom, the curriculum for the certificate, it's 15 credit hours total. There are 2 core classes, so that's 6 of the credit hours, and then the other 9 are electives. Core courses are offered in fall of spring, but on alternating academic years, which can get a little confusing, but I can explain it if you choose to join the program. And some of the skills that we focus on in the certificate are international program management, community development principles, health policy brief writing, program evaluation and monitoring. We're really focused on those direct, concrete skills that can be used in global health. This is the curriculum planning worksheet, which gives you an idea of when courses are offered, as well as what kind of electives we offer. The core classes do not have to be taken first, and the entire certificate can be completed online. As you'll see under other electives, we accept some electives from other departments as part of our certificate. And so that's one way that MPH students often lessen their course load of doing the MPH plus the certificate is, say, if you go into epidemiology, you can count one of the epi courses towards a certificate. You can often count one of our GHS classes, especially the infectious disease class, towards your MPH as well. So that's something that we coordinate with students directly with advising, and then the student, you work with your program coordinator for your department so that we make sure you're on track to graduate when you want to. So you may have noticed an elective on the last page called CFAP. It's not a study abroad program, but a study away program. So CFAT stands for the Southern Institute for Appropriate Technology. It's a field course in Lineville, Alabama, which is about an hour and a half east of Birmingham, going towards Atlanta. And students that attend get to learn about sustainable and community-based models of development with a particular focus on technology and innovations. The way the program works, it happens in the May semester. You have the first week of online modules, then 2 weeks where all students stay on site in Lineville. It's an immersive experience. And then 1 week of online modules to finish the May semester. And all of that, because it's such an intense class, it's worth 6 credit hours. And so that's one way to fast track your completion of the certificate because you get 6 of the 9 credit hours that you need for electives in this 1 month. We often invite international partners to come and train students on issues and technologies that they use in their home country and that have proven successful to help with water and sanitation, agriculture, housing security, just so many things. You can see in some of these pictures, they're lighting efficient cook stoves, they're in the garden, learning about gardening practices, using a solar oven, and making models of a water pump. All right, so you might be asking yourself, how can this certificate contribute towards my career? And that is the right question to ask. That's very important to consider if you're going to add extra classes. So Deandra Brown Tiyashimi is finishing her master's in community health this semester. She finished her certificate last semester. And for her, being in this certificate and taking especially the critical issues in global maternal and child health was really a turning point for her in her career, because talking to the professors in that class, she realized how there's a real need for African-American doulas and lactation consultants and the issues with maternal mortality that we have here. She became a doula, paused her education, went into the Peace Corps in Rwanda to be a maternal and child health volunteer, and then came back to now finish her education and continue working in that track. Another example is Erin Palomares. She graduated in 2016 from UAB. She did her MPH in Healthcare Organization and Policy. And she's currently Deputy Director of Global Handwashing Partnerships at FHI 360, which is a really big global health NGO that's based in DC. She was a recent panelist on a panel we had called Going Global. It was a discussion about getting started in a global health career with 3 recent UAB alumni. And that is now posted on our YouTube. I highly recommend you check it out. It was a really great discussion. And it was 3 alumni that have just had such different paths and are really working in global health. So outside of the classroom, I said we have other programs. So I'm just going to show some examples of other things we have going on in the Sparkman Center. Even if you don't decide to take global health classes, you can still get involved with global health. One is our Sparkman Fellows program, which is a mentorship program that matches students with a global health faculty member that they work with for a year. Fellows often engage in research or other projects with their scholar mentors, and it's open to upper level undergraduate, graduate, and professional students at UAB across disciplines. So it's another way to kind of meet and work with other people interested in global health, but that might be coming at it from a different perspective. We also have our yearly global health case competition, which is a really great way to get involved. And if you win, you also get some money. So how it works is that multidisciplinary teams of students are given a case topic on Monday, and by Saturday, they have to have an innovative proposal, a 15-minute pitch of how they would address that global health issue given, whatever monetary or time constraints we've given in that case. So some examples of past cases have been about deforestation in the Amazon rainforest in Peru and its effects on child health, feminine hygiene in Uganda. This year, the case focused on dengue prevention and management, with a special focus on vaccine hesitancy in Cambodia, Vietnam, and Indonesia. With as much as people are talking about vaccine hesitancy now, it was especially interesting to see how those conversations about vaccine hesitancy with COVID could also be applied to dengue. like I said, you can win some money. The first place team gets $1,500, second place gets $1,000, and third place wins $500. So really hope that you join case competition if you come to UAB. And we also offer some opportunities that will get you out of your state, out of the country. We have summer internships with partner organizations that we work with on a regular basis. And when students travel for those internships, we're able to provide a stipend to cover some or most of the travel and accommodations. Some examples of internship placements have been, let's see, these were from last summer. So in Kenya, we had a student work with the Kenya Medical Research Institute on a project about couples testing for HIV, and she developed some assessment tools and surveys. Then with the Caribbean Vulnerable Communities Coalition in Jamaica, we've had many interns with them over the years, both in Jamaica and in the Dominican Republic. And they're really focused on human rights, especially for LGBTQ populations, sex workers, really vulnerable populations to HIV infection. That is their main focus. We're actually having a really awesome panel with them later this month. If you're interested, that's all about the issues and challenges for the LGBTQ community in the Caribbean when it comes to accessing healthcare. So you can check that out. And then in Uganda, the Sunrise Center, we've had people work on program materials for a program about male involvement in parenting, and also some training and assessment for their program about eliminating mother-to-child transmission of HIV. So these are internships where you can have it count towards your MPH if you do the associated paperwork and things. And if it falls well within your schedule, having done all the core and those requirements. Or we have students do them just because they want the experience. So we offer these in the summer. And some other scholarships too that we offer. One is the Moses Sincala Travel Scholarship, which is to fund either a global health internship or research opportunity. So if you wanted to do an internship with a different organization in a different semester, you could apply for the Moses Sincala for that. And then the School of Public Health Global Health Foreign Travel Award is for School of Public Health students only, and it is very open-ended. It's about supporting students to go to a conference in another country, or do an education abroad program, or travel, if they're working with a faculty member and want to do a site visit for a research project. It's very open-ended. We want as many students as possible to get out there on the ground learning and training. So I know that was a whirlwind of things that we offer in the Sparkman Center. There are many, many ways to connect with us. We have a monthly newsletter, only comes out once a month. So if you don't, we don't bombard your inbox. But also we're on all the social medias. We're most active on Instagram and Twitter. We're like somewhat active on Facebook. And if you email sparkmancenter@uab.edu, those emails go to me. If I can't answer it, I will direct you to the person that can answer your question. So I hope that you get involved with us.
Hi everyone, my name's Elena Kidd and I am a program manager in the Office of Public Health Practice. So welcome to today's virtual information session, and we're so excited that you're here today with us. So I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about our office, the Office of Public Health Practice, and opportunities for student engagement and involvement. So you may be wondering, what is the Office of Public Health Practice? Well, it's our goal in the Office of Public Health Practice to promote and enhance engagement between the practice community and the School of Public Health's faculty, staff, students, and alumni. So basically, we help build the bridges between academia, so what you learn in the classroom, and the real world of public health practice. And there are a lot of different ways that students can learn more and get involved in the community and learn about public health practice and what that means. All the events and opportunities on this slide are organized by our office. That includes internships, service and social events organized by the Public Health Student Association. We host seminars and a podcast series that engage public health practitioners and focus on public health issues in the community. We also work with UAB Career Center to sponsor public health networking events and other career-focused opportunities. We organize other student engagement activities, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And we also have our own travel course, and we'll talk about what that is in a few more slides. And all of these activities and more are advertised in the Get a Handle newsletter, which is our school's e-newsletter. And we also manage, create, and distribute that as well. So one of the main responsibilities of our office, the Office of Public Health Practice, is the management of the MPH Internship program. So the MPH Internship is a required course for all MPH seeking students. MPH students complete their internship within a single academic semester after taking all of their core classes, which usually means they complete the internship between their first and their second year. And it's really an opportunity for you to gain real-world public health experience, apply concepts learned in class to actual products and projects, and just to explore different careers in a public health setting. You get to choose your own internship experience, which really allows you to tailor that to your interest in public health, in your areas of specialization. But we are here, in our office is here to help you as you start looking for an internship. So if you don't know what you want to do, we're here to kind of help advise you, kind of help brainstorm with potential internship organizations, that sort of thing. And we meet with every single student as they start and they plan their internship to review the internship requirements, explain the process for registration, and we also will monitor your progress throughout the internship. And if you want to learn more about the MPH internship program, you can go to the website that's on the slide. And it's really small, but the graph up on the top right-hand side shows where our students have done their internships in the past. Most of our students complete their internships with nonprofit and community-based organizations. The MPH degree is really a practice-based degree, so we really encourage students to go out in the community to really make a difference and make an impact on different public health issues in the community. But we've also had students who have worked at hospitals, clinics, healthcare systems, academia, state, local health departments, federal health departments like the CDC. And then we've had students work in other areas like industry and private industry, and also consulting companies. Students, like Katie mentioned, a lot of them have completed their internship in international locations. There's those summer internships that are sponsored by the Sparkman Center, but we've also had students who have found internships in other international locations like Nepal and Zambia and Jamaica. Internships, you do not have to come to Birmingham to complete your internship. So if you're an online student, you can complete your internship where you live. So they're very flexible to kind of tailor them to your needs. And while the slide mainly talks about the MPH internship program, we're happy to really help any student who wants to pursue an internship and helping them identify potential organizations and internship opportunities. We also organize around 5 to 6 seminars per semester through our Office of Public Health Practice Seminar Series. Some of these are co-sponsored with the Sparkman Center for Global Health or the Lister Hill Center for Health Policy. And the seminars, we really aim to bring people who are working in the field of public health into the school to talk about what they're doing and how they're impacting public health in the community. And you can see kind of some of the different topics we've had from this past semester. Every semester, we also feature alumni in our career conversations to talk about their careers and stories since graduating from the School of Public Health. So really that's just to help give you an idea of if you would want to pursue, like on the slide, a job with the health department, he's kind of there to tell you his story of how he made that happen. We also manage and record the Population Health Plug-in podcast series, which is a podcast series that highlights emerging public health topics and issues that affect population health. We interview experts from academia, practitioners in the field, and alumni to kind of delve deeper into different health-related topics. The broadcast also helps to raise awareness of the work that community-based organizations do in our community and how the School of Public Health partners with those organizations. And you can find those podcasts on any of the major podcast platforms. And I think the last one was about nutrition, to kind of raise awareness of National Nutrition Month in March. So the other big component of the Office of Public Health Practice is the Public Health Student Association. So staff in the Office of Public Health Practice are advisors for the Public Health Student Association, or we call it PHSA. And every public health student, undergrad, graduate, is a member of PHSA automatically. Every year, PHSA chooses a service organization to partner with to raise awareness of, again, public health issues in the community. In 2019, PHSA partnered with the Birmingham AIDS Outreach to bring an HIV and STI mobile testing unit to campus, where students, faculty, and staff could get tested. Also in 2019, we had a penny wars within the school, and we raised enough money for a bench to be donated at Red Mountain Park, which is one of our local parks here in Birmingham. PHSA has also raised money through t-shirt sales, restaurant percentage nights for Pathways, which is a local nonprofit that serves homeless women and children in Birmingham. And we helped raise over $6,000 to help them establish a emergency child care center. PHSA also does work with the Magic City Acceptance Center. That's their community partner for this past year. And even though COVID-19 has kind of changed our ability to have some in-person events, they were able to have a fundraiser at a local coffee shop for the Magic City Acceptance Center. In addition to being a kind of like helping with a service organization, PHSA also organizes social events for students on and off campus. PHSA is involved in homecoming. They also hold other social events. The past few years, we've had a fall formal, with the exception of 2020. And for students that are online, they also host virtual events. So they've held coffee hours with different departments, so students could get to meet faculty and staff in each department. And they've also held virtual trivia nights as well. So our office also works with the UAB Career Center to coordinate networking events with potential employers. 2019, we took a group of students down to the Alabama Department of Public Health, which is our state's health department, to learn more about the programs and services that they offer. And there were over 20 different ADPH programs that set up booths, and students got the opportunity to talk one-on-one about what those staff members in that program did and how they could either get involved or what it would be like working in the health department. A lot of them are also alum and alumni, so they got a chance to kind of talk to them about how they transitioned from school to work. We've also held a similar event with our local health department, the Jefferson County Department of Health. We've invited staff from JCDH to kind of talk to students one-on-one about what their jobs are like working at the health department, and again, how they transition from school to kind of that working environment. In fall of 2019, we had more of a laid back networking house party, and we invited 5 or 6 employers to kind of come and, you know, just kind of mingle and meet and greet with students. We had catering, we had music, and I think employers and students both like that informal kind of format. Due to COVID, we haven't had as many networking opportunities, but we have planned, and we are going to continue to plan for virtual events. Recently, we've had a virtual information session with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. So students could learn more about what it's like working at the CDC, how you would apply for fellowships, how you would apply for full-time jobs. We've also had very similar events with the Alabama Department of Public Health. The School of Public Health also has our own liaison with the UAB Career Center. We coordinate with her on different events. Our liaison is Megan Mason, and she works to help organize Career Center tabling events. So that's where she comes into the school, into the lobby, And students can stop by to learn more about elevator pitches, networking, interview tips. She's also worked with us to provide someone that has taken professional headshots for students so that they could create their own LinkedIn profiles. In the past, Megan has also set up virtual office hours within the School of Public Health. She's had visiting office hours within the School of Public Health, so students have a little bit easier time of meeting with her, so they don't have to actually go to the Career Center. They can just pop down to one of the offices in the school and talk with her. Like I said, she's also able to meet virtually if you're an online student, so she's a really great resource. She also works with us to host employer tables. So that's when we invite public health employers into the school to talk about potential job opportunities, skill sets they're looking for, internship opportunities. And you can find some of the past employers that we've had on the slide as well. We also offer other student engagement opportunities for students at the School of Public Health. So in 2019, we took a group of undergraduate and graduate students to Montgomery to visit the Legacy Museum and the National Memorial for Peace and Justice. That was part of a all-day event, and that first half is when we visited ADPH and got to network with them. And then the second half of the day, we visited the museum and the memorial. So that was a great opportunity for students to kind of see and learn more about kind of the history of, racism in the South. In 2019, in November, we took a group of students to the Alabama Black Belt, and students got to participate in a unique mentoring opportunity with students from Choctaw County High School. It was led by Gear Up Alabama and also an Atlanta nonprofit, Let Us Make Man. So again, just other community service engagement opportunities. In spring 2020, and this is one of our big events that we try to have each year, we took a group of students to the CDC and we got to tour the museum. We met with alumni and they talked about their experience and again, how they got to work within the CDC. We also attended a conference on immunization practices. So it's a really good opportunity just to learn more about what the CDC does, how to get, and if you're interested in the CDC, how to get employed or how to get your foot in the door. So the Office of Public Health Practice also helps organize our own travel course in the May term. In 2018 and 2019, it was a travel course. Unfortunately, due to COVID in 2020, we weren't able to travel anywhere. The first year in 2018, students traveled on a bus through the Deep South, through 4 states, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, and Georgia, to visit historically significant sites and hear from experts about various public health disciplines and approaches to different public health issues in the community. Students saw firsthand how issues like poverty, pollution, chronic disease, natural disasters affect health in those communities. And they got to meet with local, state, tribal, and federal health agencies to kind of discuss some of those issues, both past issues and current public health issues. They did the same thing or similar course in 2019, but instead of traveling in the Deep South, they went to the country of Panama and they got to visit the largest hospital in Panama. They learned about the HIV epidemic in Panama, challenges regarding refugees, since Panama really is that bridge between North and South America. They got to learn about environmental impacts from the Panama Canal. And they also traveled to a city outside of Panama to participate in service learning with the local school. And again, like I said, in 2020, the plan was to go to the UK, but unfortunately, due to COVID, they weren't able to travel. But they did offer a virtual course around COVID-19 and the pandemic and how it unfolded in real time. And I believe in summer 2022, we're not able to again travel this year due to COVID, but next summer, I believe the plan is to travel to Cuba. And so if you are interested, we can definitely provide you more information. And if you end up coming, just keep an eye out for more information. And so finally, we also manage the Get a Handle e-newsletter. That goes out every Monday to all students, faculty, and staff in the School of Public Health. and it contains important information about school announcements, information on school and university events, the school public health seminars, internships, volunteer, and job opportunities. So it's really your one-stop shop for everything that is going on within the school. And so this is our contact information, our website, and also our email. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to us.